Hi. Hey,
Hi.
Damaris. Okay, welcome to Three Crones in the Woo Woo. No, you are not imagining this. It's only two of us today. Gayle will not be joining us today. She is helping her sister who is having who's having surgery today. So we are all sending good, positive juju and well wishes to Gayle's sister as she is going through the surgery. And this is a lot of fun for me because I'm actually running all this stuff. I was thinking about it. I'm like, I probably should have had a little bit of a lesson in this.
Yeah, you're running the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, I am. I'm running the behind the scenes stuff. And you were talking to me, and I was like, and I hit something, and I was like, oh, sorry, we went mute.
But it was good. It was like a 20-second countdown.
Yeah, it was. So, well, just trying to have fun with it all. It's all new. It's all new.
Yes.
So, yeah. Yeah. So, how are you doing, Damaris?
I'm doing okay. I'm still grieving from my dog and stuff, just life,
Yeah.
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 So
It's
I'm
always
doing okay. Huh?
It's always hard when we lose our fur babies.
It
And
is.
you'll think that you're doing fine and you'll be going and everything will be great. And then, something will happen.
100%.
And it can be as simple as you'll find one of their favorite toys in a hiding spot,
Yeah.
or you'll see a dog that looks like them
Yeah.
from a
It
distance.
is. It sends you back. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I have to move forward and I know there's nothing I can do about it, but I miss her. Like, the house
Yeah.
is not the same without her.
Yeah, it's a different energy. I totally can commiserate still. I mean, we miss Ramage all the time. And it was last spring where we
Yeah.
had to say goodbye to him. And so yeah, I definitely, but the cool thing is I do feel his energy still.
Yeah, I do too.
And in a good way, not in not in a sad way.
Yeah.
And now that we have Duke, who's our neighbor's dog, it's like having Ramage home again, because no joke, he energy wise, it is like they were split apart.
Yeah. Wow. That's
It
amazing.
it is so cool. So yeah, I'm really, we're really blessed and lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool. Hold on. We have comments, so I want to go see. I have to move around. Oh, hey, Hair Bear. Thank you for joining us today.
Yes,
Harry's
thank
here. I'll
you.
show everybody. Let me see. I can show. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, and look, and we have Mama Crone in the house. Hey.
She's so funny.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Genevieve said she was going to be watching, so hopefully she is. And if you are, you need to say hello. She and I were just talking on the phone. I need to help her out. If you have college students, you realize this is the financial aid, I guess,
Yeah.
season and stuff. So I'm helping her fill something out because now she actually has to apply for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So yes, her scholarship is running out. Hard thing when that money runs out. It's like,
Definitely.
oh, a reality check.
Yep.
But she's really a fortunate one because she had all but her last year. So that's a good, that for her, she's like, I only have 1 year that has to come out of pocket.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But did you do anything this weekend, Damaris?
I worked this weekend. I had clients this weekend. Yeah, both days. Yeah, but that's when I have clients, I'm in my vortex, I call it. I'm like, in my soul's purpose. So I love it. To me, it's not work. It really is.
No, I get it.
But I was busy with clients this weekend.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I like that. So are the leaves turning where you are yet?
Yeah, definitely. And the weather, like in the morning, is like 49, 50. So it's really chilly in the morning. And then towards the afternoon, today I think is going to 64. But
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's sunny.
Yeah.
It's sunny. It's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. We're the leaves. I don't know if we're going to get a show. I'm kind of sad. I'm not sure if we're going to get a really, colorful, bright show here or not.
We are here. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we had enough rain. It's just that we haven't hit that sweet spot of cold yet.
Yeah.
Which is part of the leaves turning part, and everything. So yeah, I don't know about where our viewers are. Are the leaves already turning where you're at? Let us know, and let us know where you're at. Because I'm always excited to see the leaves change. I could be wrong. I might just be projecting so Kevin and I have been riding bikes again in the morning, and it's chilly.
A real bike or stationary bike?
A real bike, a real bike. We have e-bikes, which are pedal assist, not like broom broom bikes. Literally, you get a good workout. You get sweaty with those e-bikes. They just help, especially going uphill. But we've been riding, and it's chilly enough where I need to wear my gloves.
Yeah.
And stuff, but I'm not seeing my breath. Yeah, and I was like, oh, I don't know. We'll see. I know that I don't know. I like this time of year. I like seeing the leaves change. So let's see. Sue says not too many leaves have turned here. And then let's see. Oh, wait, hold on. And then Hair Bear said they're almost at peak color now. Well, awesome. Yeah. And Harry is in Vermont.
Oh, but that's beautiful over there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
When I was talking with
beautiful.
Oh, look. We have Gayle in the house. Howdy from the recovery room. Hey, Gayle.
Awesome. She's out of surgery. That's great.
That's awesome. Let us know how she is doing. All right. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad that she's able to watch us. That's really good. Yeah. So it got me thinking, because how I've been trying to ask us questions, right?
Yeah.
And everything, and my mom's going in for surgery. That's Mama Crone. She goes in at the end of the month. And we have some things. Let me say hi to Gayle. And then she's doing we. Okay. I don't know what that means. So in any case, oh wait, we have a
great, maybe.
Oh, wait, we have a translation. My sister is doing well. Okay. Excellent. So much better than doing we. I wasn't sure what that was. So I was thinking, getting ready. Oh, they're getting ready to go home. Awesome. Great. Wow. That's awesome. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And then here we go. And she's laughing. Awesome. So, yeah.
So what's the question?
So Gayle's sister had surgery, and because my mom's having surgery, and it gets you to think, and it's always about, wow, how, and you're going to be like, how does this have to do with surgery? But it's really, how is it, or I shouldn't say how, in terms of your life, right? And where you are right now, and the things that you've gone through just recently with your dog, and stuff. So taking that aside, how is it that how do you want your life to feel like every day?
You know what, with me personally, when I'm not busy, like doing the work that I do, I feel like I'm not utilizing my ability to, like I'm useless, more or less. Like I feel like, I do stuff around the house. I do things, like a homemaker will, but when I'm not doing my work, my soul's purpose work, I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm explaining myself correctly. Like,
oh no, I get
I
it.
need to be doing this. I need to be doing my spiritual, services and practices. Otherwise, and it's not about the money. Like, yeah, money is definitely, we need money, right? But
Well,
it's more.
it's reciprocity. You have to, it's that law of reciprocity. I
Yeah,
got you. Yeah.
it's more like a fulfillment, if that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense to me. So you want to feel how you want to feel is fulfilled.
Fulfilled, yes.
You want to feel fulfilled
Through my work.
With your work, right? Because what you do is you help others. You hold space and open up space for others.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when I'm not doing it, I feel like I'm wasting time. Like, so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. No. Yeah, it's like, okay, things are spinning. Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. I can appreciate that because when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, it's like you're right. It's not work. It's not work at all. And it lights you up.
It does.
It lights you up. It
does.
Literally is like, wow.
That's like a high for me.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, totally. Totally. I get it. So now to help people, understand about the clients that you see and the fact that you're seeing clients, do you ever do, so like I give talks at the local library and actually I've been asked to go talk for, the Air Force has asked me to go in and be one of their guest speakers for one of their resiliency days that they have and stuff. And it got me thinking, it's like, do you go out and do that kind of stuff?
Me, I don't.
Yeah. So you just only see people one-on-one?
One-on-one or sometimes in groups.
Yeah.
But not like on a stage or like as a public speaker. No, I haven't yet, but I'm open to doing that as well. But I do more of like a private sessions.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. No, I love it. I mean, I do private one-on-one sessions as well, and in small groups because I teach classes and everything like you do.
Small groups. Yep.
Yeah, we're both Reiki masters, and so we teachers. So we both teach Reiki, and then of course other things like I teach things about crystals and other aspects. And then see, here she is. Hi, Jenna. So no, I was just curious about that because sometimes I think that also those of us who do this kind of work that we do, we have a tendency to squirrel ourselves away as well.
Yeah.
It's like we want to share everything and we want to be part of everything, but then somehow we get really, we can almost create ourselves into such a comfort zone that we just don't.
Definitely. I agree with that. Oh yeah. I'm definitely
no, and it got me thinking
public speaking and inspirational speaking or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I'm open.
Yeah, you should go to your public library. I have a sense that they don't realize they need you.
So funny.
It's amazing. Well, it was the library. Actually, I was the one who was approached by the library. Let me actually correct that. The library approached somebody else who said, "Oh no, I'm not that. I'm not the person you need to talk to. You need to talk to Krista." Then they approached somebody else. So they went after another person. They talked to them and they said, "Oh no, I'm not the person you want to talk to. You want to talk to Krista." So this was two people. And then I guess someone else were asked about, and a third person recommended.
They were like, "Okay, we need to talk to Krista.
You need to talk to Krista." And they all believed that the library needed to talk to me, that they actually started bringing me to them.
That's awesome.
I was. It really was because yeah. So I highly recommend doing that. I don't know what got me thinking about that, why surgeries brought me into that path, but it was like there was a connection, and that's just the way my brain works sometimes.
That's okay.
It is, I can't always, that's a Krista-ism.
Yeah. You can't always make sense of things.
Yeah. No, I can't.
It is just what it is. That's the way it works.
Well, and it really is one of those aspects. So with all that, I'm going to try to go back to where our banners are again.
Okay.
Let's have fun with that. Oh, and those who are watching us, can you give a share and let people know we're live? Hold on, give me just a second because I'm trying to figure this out. All righty. So Damaris, are you ready to tell us what's going on in the okay, that's right. Give me a second.
I'll just go in it. It's okay, because then I don't want you to
I got it. I found it. Oh, okay. Give me a sec. Here we go.
Yeah, you did.
I found it.
All right. So as we're getting closer to the solar eclipse that's coming on the 14th, I want to really talk about that because I think it's important what I'm going to bring up for everybody, for myself, for you, for everybody. So the solar eclipse in Libra is conjunct the South Node, and it's also conjunct Mercury. So about 9 years ago, it was flipped. Like right now, the Aries is in the North Node, Libra is in the South Node. 9 years ago, it was flipped. It was Libra was in the North Node and Aries was in the South Node. So what does that mean? It means it's a 9-year cycle. And since we're talking about Libra right now, we have to speak about relationships and themes of relationships. So we have to look at the relationships we had 9 years ago. What kind of relationships did we have? Were they in alignment with us? Which relationships did we let go of during that? I would say 2014, 2015. Which relationships did we let go of because they weren't in alignment or for whatever reason? And what did we learn from it? So that's what we have to really look at. What are we no longer willing to participate in, whether it was an individual or a group? Because sometimes we're involved in groups and sometimes those groups go awry and we no longer resonate with what they're doing. And so we walk away from those groups or those organizations, let's say. So we have to look at that. And because the South Node has to do with the past, we also have to look at the relationship models that we had growing up as children, because the past is coming up again so that we can look back at our relationships, like your parents' relationships. What did that look like? What did they model for you in general, everybody in general? Relationships that we observed, not necessarily your parents, but other relationships that we observed. What did they model for us? And are we still sort of like mimicking those relationships? Or did we break generational patterns, let's say? Because sometimes people are just repeating those same patterns and they haven't broken them. Sometimes relationships, again, we look at themes of Libra and it has to do with balance, right? It has to do with justice. It has to do with fairness. It has to do with, I'm going to say harmony, because Libra, it's all about harmony. They need harmony in relationships. Relationships are really number one in order for us to learn. We only learn through relationships. And so we have to look at those relationships from our childhood and see if we have broken any patterns or if we are like sort of rebuilding our relationships, in a different way. So it's about looking back and seeing how far we have come on a soul level. What's the growth when it comes to relationships? I don't know if you want to add anything, because I know I'm just talking.
No. I was listening to this because so yesterday I did Moon and Woo for our Moon and Woo members,
Uh-huh.
our Patreon members, our Amethyst ones, and and of course we were talking about this, and one of the exercises I suggested that they all did is very reflective of what you're saying. It's like draw a tic-tac-toe grid, right? So essentially, you'll have 9 boxes
Yeah.
and then put a word that represents it can be it can be love, it can be health, it can be marriage, relationship. You can break it down into different aspects of your life, but the bottom line is it all has to do with relationship. And because it's not just, as I was explaining, relationship isn't just about romance.
Oh no.
A relationship can be also your relationship with yourself.
100%. 100%.
And it is. And so, we're talking about this exercise, and the big thing that I was explaining, or the big thing that I suggested, is that, think about where, how you want that to feel. How do you want that to look? What is it that you need to let go of? Or maybe what is it that you need to do to make that be more of what you want?
And so as far as what I'm saying too, like if we don't have a good model to look at, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do we,
How do you know?
right? How do we know, right? How do
Yeah,
we know? And
that's
a lot of people have figured it out and have changed relationships from a negative or toxic to, a healthy relationship. If they experience, toxic relationships growing up, they have shifted it into a better, healthier relationships. But some people haven't. They're still
no
sort of like on that, I'm gonna say that
cycle. It's a
cycle.
cycle. It is.
Exactly.
You don't know what you don't know until you either see it, you learn it, or you can, however it may appear to you. There's so many people who don't realize
Yeah.
that, they never learned how to have a relationship, whether it was a friendship, whether it is a love interest, whether it's a working environment.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that can be really toxic as well for people, or it can be really awesome and really positive. I mean, I have been very fortunate
Yes.
that when I was in the working world, I had some pretty phenomenal bosses. I had some really amazing bosses, and we had a very healthy work environment. Now, I don't want to say I had a horrible boss, but I also had a boss. I've had a boss or two that they had a lot of growing. There was a lot that they could learn, but a lot of it came from insecurity.
And also we have to look at, let's say, the relationship that we have with our own children based on our own childhood and what
Mhm.
those relationship look like. How
Oh,
did
yeah.
we then transform it with, with our own kids, for those people that have children? So how is the relationship with our own kids, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, based on
Yeah.
our own childhood,
Oh, yeah.
and I've seen, like, I have a lot of clients that I've seen where they don't have a good relationship, say, with their mom or with their dad. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, but look at their childhood, right? Look at
Yeah.
how their childhood was. Maybe they weren't able to break the cycle, right? The
Yeah.
vicious cycle. So they perpetuated it with you, but you can break the cycle when you have kids, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Or you can
Oh,
fix your relationship with your kids. Some people can't, though. Some people hold grudges and anger and resentment towards the way they grew up, but they're not looking at the way their parent grew up. You know what I mean?
that's it. Yeah, well, because we get fixated, it's human nature to get fixated on your own experience
Yeah.
rather than take a moment to have a little bit of compassion. And that's one of those aspects that it's hard. You have There are those who have it within them. They're like born and
Yes.
you're very compassionate. But the majority of people have to learn how to be compassionate.
Yeah,
it's kind of like understanding, being empathy versus sympathy.
Exactly. It's so funny you're saying all of that, because the number 9, which is today is a 9, has to do with all of that. It has to do with compassion, has to do with understanding, it has to do with learning, it has to do also with completion, endings. And the endings and completion could be so many different things. It could be ending your negative patterns. It could be, completing your karma and balancing it, right? It could be so many different things. But also the number 9 represents humanitarian. It represents forgiveness. It represents compassion.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the number 9 is really important in everything we're saying and everything we're talking about. Again, there's the woo, right?
It is. It's present always.
It's always present, always present. So, we can't, I'm going to say as a healer, as the work that I do, I have to always constantly heal my own past, my own stuff, because how can I preach what I don't, you gotta
practice,
walk, right? How could I preach what I don't practice?
Exactly.
So I always have to be, doing self-analysis. Go ahead.
I was going to say, all right, but true confession time. How often as healers, this is both of us, do we preach and forget to practice?
I actually try,
Are you really good at it?
I actually try to, what I preach, I actually try to implement
as well. No, I mean, I do too, but sometimes I'm not, it's kind of like going to the dentist and they ask if you floss.
I floss.
Oh, awesome. Look at you. You are just amazing. That's that Virgo in you.
It is.
It is. That's that Virgo.
The analysis part, I'm always critiquing myself, critiquing, my growth, if you will, because this is also about growth. How far have we gotten on a soul level, on, how much has our soul developed from our childhood, from, let's say, 9 years ago, because we're going through a 9-year cycle. And again, the 9 is an ending. What are we ending? What patterns are we ending? What behaviors, are we ending? The South Node has to do with relationships, obviously. It has to do how we get along with other people. The North Node, Aries, has to do how, with us, with our relationship with the South. How confident are we? How, how much do we show up? So how independent are we? So it's almost like we have to do the inner work to then do the outer work, right? So
exactly
how we relate to ourselves, that's how we relate to others, right? If we're not relating to ourselves, we can't really relate to others, and then the relationship is toxic or codependent, not interdependent. And so it's a lot of work, but if we don't do it,
there are no shortcuts.
They're not.
I am somebody who loves a shortcut. So please understand. But when it comes to this stuff, there are no shortcuts, folks.
There are none. And I just want to add one more thing, and then I'll give it over to you for the crystal. Mercury is in Libra as well. So there's this conjunction going on. But Mercury is a messenger, and it will bring messages through other people, because Libra has to do with how we get along with other people. So there could be opportunities, and there could be important messages that are related to us, that come to us. So we have to pay attention to that while Mercury is in Libra. What opportunities are there that someone is bringing to us, that someone is sharing with us? What ideas, what, new concepts, if you will, can we adapt that can take us to another level? So I wanted to add that part of it too.
Oh, I like that. I do. I like that. All right. Well, thank you. So let's here we go. We're going to try this again.
Yeah, you did it, Krista.
I'll tell you, I'm going to be a professional. It's all good.
It's Gayle's job.
I know. This is all Gayle's job. Gayle's, I'm liking this. This is fun. All right. I know. I don't want to speak it too much or too loud. She'll be like, here, Krista, you can do
it. Yes.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. This is all fun. So listen, we could not have picked a better crystal if you and I had sat down, earlier today and picked a crystal. It's raw Morganite, and raw Morganite is it's a heart stone. But not only is it a heart crystal, it is a Libra crystal.
No way.
It is way. It is a Libra crystal. And so the energy, so it was kind of interesting. I've had a very busy day. Kevin and I rode bikes in first, right, this morning. And I was riding back and I knew that it was raw Morganite. And I was thinking about it on my ride back. And what kept coming to me was the whole thought of relationships, right? Because I knew that we were headed into the new moon Libra with a solar eclipse.
Yes, which that's where the power is in that solar, because it's a game changer.
It just opens everything up, right? Yeah. It cracks everything open like an egg. Yeah. So I was thinking about it. I'm like, this is awesome. So Morganite, by the way, real quick plug, go to see Mama Crone at Class Act Imports, because I know she has I know she has Morganite jewelry. If this is something you're looking for, she and I were talking about it, and she has some beautiful pieces. Ooh, and I'm very jealous too. Yeah, she has it up. She was gonna share it. So, but the Morganite is ideal for where we're at going into this whole thing with relationship, because the aspect that it keeps coming up for me is it's learning to I don't want to say learning to be selfless, but it's being selflessness or it's having that selflessness aspect. So it's being okay with being selfless, not being selfless and a martyr. Does that make sense with where I'm going?
Definitely. It's a huge difference.
It is. It's a massive difference. And I wanted to make sure that everybody understands that aspect as I'm explaining it, because that's part of this energy in terms of relationship, because frequently, as you were saying, people get caught on a cycle.
Yes.
And they get caught in a cycle of
victimhood.
One-upsmanship and all of that. And guess what? Do you know who the person is that suffers from all that? It's you. Yeah. It doesn't affect anybody else. It affects you. You're not punishing that person. You're not punishing anyone else. You're actually getting in your own way.
And I feel you stay in a low vibration with those emotions.
And it is. And Morganite is such a high vibrating stone, y'all. I mean, it like surpasses, it's like right up there, right? It's a really high vibration. But you want, the other aspect that came up for me, and I want to make sure I'm using the right word. All right. It's about, of course, the love in relationship, right? It's about expanding your awareness. And that's where I am with all of this, is I want you, is my sense of the energy that's happening is it's about awareness expansion. And that can relate back to relationship, because again, it all goes back to you. Yeah. Not you personally, Damaris, but you.
No. I understand.
As in the grand you.
Yes. Yes. I understood that.
Yeah. So, and for me, it works with so many other things. It is such a love stone. Now, here's the key. If you're going to work with it, if you're going to get a piece of jewelry and you're going to wear it, I highly recommend it. Awesome, awesome blossom. Please do. Don't just wear it once and think you're done. If you're wearing it as a stone, don't just work with it once and think that you're done. If you're going to meditate with it on your heart. Okay. And really allow that vibration to come through. And I want you to do it for a week. And I want you to then observe, write down, make note, write in your journal about how you feel throughout that week if you're meditating with it. If you're going to wear it, because you get it as a piece of jewelry for Mama Crone, let me tell you, wear it, do the same thing for a week. However, what I want to make sure that you also do is carry a piece of black tourmaline.
Yeah.
Because you want to ground. If it's not black tourmaline, onyx. Onyx is a great one as well. You can use a black obsidian as well, but I would prefer a smoky quartz over a black obsidian, because that will just bring you that's just too deep, that stone. Yeah. So go for smoky quartz instead. But what it's going to do is it's going to ground you, but it's also going to protect you, because you're going to be opening yourself up a lot if you're working with Morganite. So here, let me show you what Morganite looks like. Isn't it pretty? It is so pretty. If you are going to buy a piece of Morganite, by all means, please do. I highly recommend it. But please ensure that you buy it from a reputable dealer, because it is one of those stones that is being
they're not the real thing.
Yeah. Fabricated in lab.
Yeah, fabricated.
That's it. That's the word I'm thinking. So you want to make sure though that you're sticking with the actual or a reputable dealer that is has the real deal going on.
Absolutely.
Okay. So do you have any questions to go with that, or any thoughts?
No, I didn't really know much about the Morganite. But I think it sounds like a wonderful stone. I mean, in order for us to balance anything, we have to open our hearts, and we also have to have forgiveness, forgiveness for, the way we grew up, if you will. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it is. So here's the other aspect I just thought of. Now, it's also aligns Morganite with the planet Venus. And you have talked about
rock. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I wanted you, I saw that and I was like, oh, and speaking of planets, all right. So this morning when I was out, I looked up and I saw the moon, and it's that beautiful crescent right now.
Yeah.
And there's this brilliant star next to it. It's a planet, of course. Yeah. It's Jupiter. It was massive. I mean, it was huge. It was amazing. So the reason why I'm saying this, if you have the opportunity this evening, because I guess it will line up with the moon one more time.
Yeah.
And it is, so give a look and see if you can see Jupiter out there with the moon, because it really was beautiful this morning.
Jupiter is also such a benevolent planet. It's a lucky planet. It's a really, really amazing planet. But if we're not in the right vibration, we also can overindulge, with the energies of Jupiter. We can, overspend, not be, responsible. So we have to be careful,
Yes, yeah. Definitely. All righty. So let me go on and bring up hold on in a minute. My children decide they all want to talk to me while we're on the show. Isn't that wonderful of them? So here we go. Let's bring this up. So I want to thank everybody who is part of our Coven of Joy, our Patreon members. We really love and appreciate you being part of it. If you would like to learn more about becoming a Patreon member, please reach out to one of us, actually me, Krista, because I'm the one who actually has access to all of that, and I'll happily chat with you. And if you're wondering more about Moon and Woo, we meet twice a month. And it is our amethyst level Patreon members that actually get to meet with Damaris, myself, and Gayle, or one of us, if that's what it is. And we talk about all kinds of fun things that's related to the upcoming moon phase, the full moon or the new moon.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'd love to have you. So here we go. We get to kind of play with Gayle's stuff today. Let's see what the topic is.
It's aligned too.
I know, isn't it? Dig deep, right? It is aligned. And so it's kind of funny because, of course, Gayle's the one who brings everything together.
He ties it in a bow.
And ties it in a bow and presents it to us as a gift. I don't think I'm going to have that kind of luck.
No, but that's her gift. But
yeah,
you
that
can certainly try.
But what Damaris and I are going to do is riff on it a little bit.
Yes.
So the topic being, as it is, about digging deep for love. And so Damaris, what are your thoughts on her topic?
Well, as soon as I hear that, it's again, like you were saying before, it's all about us, right? It's all about you, right? Exactly. So digging deep, I always feel, and this is just me, but I always feel like everything that we go through in life, there's a reason for it. And when we look at it from a negative perspective, we don't get the gift that's within the negative experience, if you will.
Yeah.
We have to look at it from the perspective of, okay, why did I go through this? And once we understand why, then we find the love in it. Because I feel that God only sends love to us, whether we a person that comes and gives us a bad medicine, if you will, that's also love, because it is through that bad medicine that we learn and that we evolve. So it's all about love anyway.
Yeah.
So when we really dig deep, we understand that even the people that harmed us brought us a gift. And so that's what I get out of that.
Yeah, no, I can agree with what you're saying. Yeah, definitely. And even in those moments of feeling like you're being wronged,
yeah,
and stuff, there is a gift in it, because sometimes it's just a redirect. That wrongness, and I'm air quoting it. You may not feel like it's air quoted when you're living it.
Yeah, no, but true.
But when you have that moment to step back and reflect and be like, oh, wow, this was an actual redirect. And how lucky am I? So here, I'll give you, us being where we are in the Netherlands is a redirect, but it is the greatest gift ever, because we got to come here. We've been able to travel. Yes, even with COVID, we were able to heal from the wrong of it. And we were able to, grow stronger in terms of relationships, communication, understanding, compassion, all these things that just have allowed growth. Right?
And that's really what's important. Like I said earlier, life is all about relationships. We don't learn without the relationships. Whether the relationships are toxic, we're learning something in that toxicity, right?
Exactly.
We only learn through relationships. So, the fact that you guys were there and just had each other at the beginning, if you will, brought you guys closer together, right?
Oh yeah, it really did. Yeah.
Right now
And
you have
being,
friends and stuff, but I'm saying at the beginning, right?
oh yeah,
It's
no,
what
and
you
it
guys
always
spoke
does. Yeah.
of, right?
Yeah, and it did. Exactly. So yeah. So remember there is with when you're digging deep into those moments, don't just dig deep because you're looking for that rightness. Remember that there can be a lot of, when you dig deep, expand those roots,
Yeah.
because you'll be amazed the connections that you make.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I mean, here's the other thing. Here's another reality with the whole thing that got us here to the Netherlands. We would not be three crones in the woo woo otherwise.
Wow.
Because in my life that I thought I would be doing, I wouldn't be able to do this.
It all happens for a reason.
It really does. It truly does. So, okay. So now I need to pull the card. All right. Yes. You ready? We're going to riff on the card. Okay, so here's the card. I know nothing of tarot. We will figure this out. It is the Chariot.
Yay!
Yay! So, Damaris, you start talking about your aspect. I'll pull up.
All right. So the way I always look at everything is through an archetypal energy. So, each card is related to a sign or a planet. Mm-hmm. The Chariot happens to be Cancer. That's the energy that's connected to the Chariot. I see the Chariot as triumph, victory. I see the Chariot as balance. You have those two sphinxes there. You have to sort of like make sure that they are balanced so that you're not dilapidated, right? That the Chariot is not dilapidated, that you're going smoothly, right? Yeah. So it's about balance. It's about also telepathic ability to communicate, I feel, because you're almost telepathically communicating with these animals, these sphinxes. In some cards, they're horses, but in that particular one, they're the sphinxes. So it's like you have to also horn in on your sensitivity, your telepathic ability. Again, it's a Cancer sign, right? So Cancer is one of the water signs, which talks about the intuition, telepathic communication. I also see that card as taking me home. Like these chariots are taking me home, whatever home that is, right?
All right.
So it's a journey. You're on a journey, but you want to get somewhere, right?
Okay.
So I see it as taking me home. Like you're going home because you already been victorious. You already won whatever it is, whatever challenge it is, Okay. I see it as if you think about the movie Ben-Hur.
Okay, yeah.
Right? It's an old movie.
It is an old movie.
Right? So he was riding his chariot, right? Mm-hmm. It was a victorious, journey. So that's how I see that card. Every time I see that card, I'm always saying balance, using your ability, your intuition, and just knowing that you've won already. You won. Yeah. It's a victory card for me.
All right. Excellent. All right. That's really cool. So I'm going to read what I forget who she gets it from. Yeah. So it's Chariot. So the message for today is you can accomplish a great deal today, but discipline is key. Stay focused on your goals. Don't let distraction interfere. You have the skills and resources to achieve what you want, but not without effort. And I think that's important. Again, that goes back to us discussing there are no shortcuts, right? You got to get it done. So the interpretation that
Galaxy Tarot
does is when you get the Chariot in a reading, it's time to take control of your life. Stay focused on your goal. Harness all of your resources to get to where it is you want to go. Don't get thrown off course by your emotions. Forgo short-term gratification for long-term accomplishment. The chariot may also represent travel and transportation. So there you have it. I mean, for me, I think that's really, poignant for today's energy, because there is a lot of reminder that you have to put the effort in.
Definitely.
Yeah. I was listening to a I forget who, somebody. I listened to a number of podcasts, and they were talking about, I think it might have been one of Colette's, the Wooniverse. And they were talking about, you have to put the work in.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, you still have to put the work in. It doesn't,
no cutting corners.
Yeah. Right? Magic doesn't occur just because you stand there. Exactly. Even Hollywood puts the work in to make it appear on the screen. You got to do the work. You got to do it.
And the bad thing is that, other people can help you do the work, but they can't do it for you.
Exactly. You've got to do it. And that's one of the things that when I'm working with clients, I'm sure as you do that. You're like, okay, I will help you, but you've got to do this work.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. So with that being said, let's move on to this week's winner. The winner is Lisa Marie Romano. Yay. Congratulations. And for those of you, Lisa, it could be included in this, who do not know what it is that you've won a 30-minute reading with one of us three crones. You can get a intuitive tarot reading from Gayle. You can get a crystal reading from me. Or you can get a numerology reading from Damaris, which is really super cool. Her numerology readings are they're really different than any other Even the numerology readings I do aren't as cool as what she does. I'm like, whoa, she does some really off the chart ones. They're really awesome. And for those of you who haven't won or didn't win this week, no worries. We happily do readings and other things. All you need to do is reach out to one of us, reach out to all of us. This is a great time to have a reading done because we're in this transition and we're approaching the end of the year. So it's always a great time. And maybe it's a great thing to give also as a birthday present. As a gift. Yeah. So reach out to us and we'll let you know. Sorry, I keep adjusting my glasses because otherwise you get to see me on the screen, So and that's why I'm doing this. And if I take my
glasses, you're doing a great job with
the thank you. I'm just trying to stay on track.
You're doing a great job, Krista.
Why, thank you. I appreciate it. That you and I think, we're able to do well, the two of us, holding everything up. So let me go and see what some of the comments were.
Okay.
Does anybody have, hold on, let's take a look. I did that. Then Genevieve said something. LOL. I'm my friend's group therapist. I try to practice what I preach, but it's sometimes hard to do. Very true. Very true.
Very good, Genevieve. I mean, she's learning from the best, Yes, that's really good that she's able to do that for her friends,
Yeah, it is. And then she did make a great observation that it's Dad's stone because Kevin's a Libra.
Okay.
And so funny enough, I'm a Libra moon. So I know that this moon is a big one for me. So I'm paying attention.
Pay attention.
I am paying attention.
Whatever, because again, it has to do with relationships. Whatever relationship you still have to balance, maybe not your immediate family, but maybe with friends that you haven't seen or whoever, right?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point. So, and then Mama Crone just said she has some nice onyx bracelets.
Awesome.
And I don't know what Ada said that she saw Ada, you saw Jupiter in the moon this morning.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Excellent. I was like, she saw it this morning.
That's
That's where
I didn't know what she was speaking about.
now, it just came to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I highly recommend if you guys can get out there. So that is fabulous. I am so glad that everybody has come. So those who are watching, does anybody, we have a couple minutes. Do any of you have a thought, a question that you want us to answer? Real quick, you have a couple of minutes before I sign off. Figure we have a few minutes. Let's see if someone has a question. So what is one of the things? Oh, yes. Ada said, yes, she was agreeing that it was the moon and Jupiter that she saw this morning. So, yeah. So what is one thing that you would give as a piece of advice for those who might experience some relationship stuff coming up with the moon?
I definitely just feel like we definitely need to balance our relationships. Like I said before,
Okay.
Relationships are the way we learn and grow and evolve. And when we're looking at something from lower perspective, we're not really getting the lesson. We're not really also growing. We're staying sort of like stunted. And, life is happening for us, not to us. And we just
Exactly. Well, that is marvelous. And that is a great segue to end our show. So I want to thank everybody who is here, who is watching live and who will be watching the rerun. We really do appreciate and love the fact that you all are here to allow us to resonate and to do what it is that we know is in our calling to do. So thank you very much for joining us. And we will look forward to seeing all of you next week on the next episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. Goodbye and good night. Let's see.